Welcome everybody to another exciting episode of the AusNZ Community Podcast. Yes, note, I did not say HCR2. I'm going to say LHCA. And what is LHCA? Well, we have some pretty amazing guests on who are going to talk about LHCA. Let me first introduce JR and Pete. Welcome back to the podcast, guys. It's great to be on this episode. How are you guys going?
Hello.
Really good, thank you. Hey. Yeah, doing great.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
work tomorrow.
So, work tomorrow,
good.
yeah, and it's a Saturday for you as well. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Pete, who the
Yes.
hell is going to tell us about LHCA?
Well, there's a couple of people that we could choose from, but I think the best person to tell us would be Fingersoft David.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the podcast, Fingersoft David.
Thanks for having me again.
We've also got along with him Fingersoft Rhys and
Hello.
none other than PT Freddy.
Hello.
If that's not a hint for all you people who know what I almost said it then. LHCA is.
So, LHCA. Okay, so, David, over to you. Let's throw you under the bus. Explain.
Sure.
What is this?
Well, LHCA, I'm hoping that people know, and if you don't know, well, then let me educate you. It's Lego Hill Climb Adventures. Fingersoft fully released it not last summer, but rather this summer at the end of May. So it was in soft launch for quite a while in some specific regions, but earlier this summer, at least summer for us in Finland, we finally released it to everyone. So it's been out for a few months. It's been stewing. We're really excited to talk about it. We have some new big things coming. And then, of course, from my point of view, I think Freddy is our biggest, most dedicated fan. So when we discussed the idea of let's do a Lego Hill Climb Adventures episode, we knew that we had to get Freddy on. So really, really happy that Freddy's here with us because, like I said, he's probably our most hardcore dedicated fan. So
there you go. Well, in that case, David's already introduced Freddy. Now, Freddy, for those who are listening in and are not, are listening in from the other side of this game, Freddy plays on Team Portugal in CC. He's had a long-standing history with HCR2, but we don't care about that at the moment. We're talking about Lego Hill Climb Adventures. So, David, did you say something about scoops, or do we leave that for later?
Let's leave that for later because I have well let's come back to that later. But I guess that's a good tease for the listeners. I have some news about what's coming later this month, and then maybe we can discuss about bigger long-term stuff as well.
Even better. All right, so I suppose for those who, I'm quite lucky. I've played the game and I really enjoy the game. I know Pete's played the game and I know JR's played the game. So from my perspective, I love the game, but there are people that probably never played it. So can you give us a bit of background? If they have played Hill Climb Racing 1 and Hill Climb Racing 2, are there things that are similar?
You want to hear that from me?
Yeah, David, sorry.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Whoever wants to answer would be perfect.
I didn't even get an introduction. What the hell?
We've
good old.
People know who you are. People know who you are.
It's okay. I know when I'm not wanted.
If you want to know who Rhys is, go back to episode 4. Have a listen. All right, there's an in-depth conversation about who Rhys is, what he does, everything else, and then come back and listen to this.
David, talk about the game.
Well, yeah, it is a Fingersoft game after all. So Lego Hill Climb Adventures is based off the foundation of Hill Climb Racing and Hill Climb Racing 2. So it is, the tried and true formula of physics, 2D plane racing. But this time, there's quite a bit of a twist. The game is focused more so on adventure, quests, there's storylines, just dozens, possibly hundreds of hidden treasures and resources to collect. So it is the gameplay is familiar to players of Hill Climb Racing 1 or 2, or or light, whatever it may be. But it is quite a twist on the existing formula.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed as well. It's very easy to play coming from Hill Climb Racing 1 and 2. It's very easy to play, and it follows all the same sorts of rules and whatever. And I must say the quests for me are the funnest bit. I like the quests. So yeah. Anyway, PT Freddy, tell us a bit about your experience with the game.
I believe the game for me it touches my childhood. So I always wanted to play Legos and video games and hill climb, by the way. And the mix of all those three things for me, it's the key.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I ask a personal question just quickly?
Sure.
How old are you, Freddy?
43.
43. Okay, so you're inverted commas our age. So Lego as a child was very plain and basic. It was blocks that you built into stuff. It wasn't kits that you had to build.
Of course, I always want to buy the Lego sets about
Yep.
space and boats
Yep.
and
Yep.
vehicles. By the way, always
Yep.
vehicles.
Yep.
I had a lot of fun playing with Legos, and I play with my kids. And
Yep.
that's it. Legos will be always around.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. So what do you love most about the game?
The quests. I'm only doing the task of the Zoe tasks. I don't have anything to
Yep.
do now.
Yep.
I have
Oh,
to
you
wait
finished
for
finished the game.
Yeah. 100% for now.
Oh wow.
All
Wow.
blueprint, all residents, everything you have to do. I believe I all done. It's all done for now. I'm waiting for
Oh,
something. I
that's-
don't know. I don't know what, but I'm waiting.
Well, you might
Look
find
for a
out.
subtle hint.
Yeah, you might find out. I feel like Freddy's poking me. Like, what else? What else? So we'll discuss that soon enough, I think.
I've been telling the
JR,
developers,
yes.
Freddy, just type faster, guys. It can't be that hard, but they give me the weirdest looks whenever I do.
JR, you've probably played it the least. What are your thoughts on the
Yeah.
game?
Oh, I
As a
really
newer
like
player.
it because I remember when I started HCR2, the very thing that I like the most is like collecting, right? And progressing in the
Mhm.
game. And when you start on another game like the Lego HCA, you'll be collecting and progressing and all of that. So it's really nice. I got hooked. Oh my god, I haven't spent 3 straight hours lately playing HCR2, and it pulled me away from HCR2, and I was playing Lego for 3 straight hours. But I have a question. This is a question for Rhys.
For me,
Who,
okay.
yeah, who woke up one day and thought of saying, let's create a Lego hill climb racing adventure?
Oh, okay. So this is a question I can answer because I was in the company back in the day, but we brought
Uh-huh.
David on more or less to handle Lego. So it was actually Lego who came to us originally, who were
Wow.
interested in. They were like,
Wow.
we like what you do. We like hill climb racing. What do you guys think about doing a bit
Yeah.
of partnership? And we were like, oh,
Mhm.
interesting idea. No. That was our response to begin with. And
No.
yeah,
Oh.
but there was one person in the company who was like really in love with the idea.
Mhm.
And this person was the former head of Hill Climb Racing 2. And he just had this vision for what
Mhm.
Lego Hill Climb Adventures could be. And he would show, I remember he pulled me aside one time into he basically told me about his little idea, and I was like,
Mhm.
that sounds really great. And he said, can I like show you? And I was like, absolutely. So we had like a meeting, and he pulled me into this room, and he took out his laptop and he just started yapping. And he had like a PowerPoint presentation, and it was straight up. It was straight up the game that you see today. It was like he showed me the quests and the idea for like the upgrades mid level, and like how you'd stop and talk to people and get like quests from them and have to find them, and because he really wanted to put because you kind of asked David what the twist was with Lego, and it's right there in the name. It's Lego Hill Climb Adventures, and it's more of an adventure game than just a hill climb game, and that was what he was really passionate about. And so, yeah, it was his idea. I won't tell you his name because I haven't actually cleared this with him. But yeah, he was the former Hill Climb Racing 2 lead, and he loved the idea so much that he was championing it so much that we eventually were like, all right, fine, let's make a Lego game, and we put him in charge of that. And yeah, so if anything sort of feels like Hill Climb Racing 2's early days, the DNA, that's his fingerprints.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay, interesting. That makes a
Very
lot of
Very
sense.
interesting.
That opens more questions, doesn't it?
That's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for. Pete, what's on your mind?
I would like to know what is the best vehicle in the game, in your opinion. I'm going to start off by asking Freddy because he has pretty much clocked the game. What is the best vehicle to finish quests and get all your percentages on maps? Because there's so many things that I can't find.
That depends a lot. Best vehicle for me, the MK2. But to finish, just like an example of the country road. Sorry, it's the Ace one.
Okay.
Nice, yeah, nice.
You have to have
Very, very nice.
the haste of the max power to finish the map.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many chests that are so high off the ground. And I look
Yeah,
at them and
that's where I can't find them.
I look at them and I go,
You have to fly.
That's the thing,
You have
though.
to
You need
fly.
to pick like the right gadget for the right thing. Like you ask what the best vehicle is. There is no best because some paths can only be traversed with certain vehicles.
Yep. Yeah. There's narrow spots. There's wide
But the
spots.
bus is the best.
The bus is the best.
I agree.
Always is,
I'm
always
also a
will.
bus fan. Yeah.
A man of culture, I see.
The bus just seems to be stronger than the rest of them. I don't know if that was a little bit of Rhys influence or not, but I like it.
I shall neither
How
confirm
about you,
nor
David?
deny.
How about you, David? What's your favorite vehicle?
For me, I have to agree with Freddy. The Mark II is kind of like your. It works in most situations. Of course, like Freddy said, there are certain levels or whatever you may be trying to do that vehicle is not the best. I also really like the old school. Old school feels light, so it flies really well, flies long distances, and it just feels a little wiry that I really, really enjoy. So those are my two favorites. But then you have stuff like Cave Crawler, which is very, very good in specific instances, and to the point of like that comes a bit later. But that's what you mentioned, seeing chests that are maybe higher than you could reach, or those sorts of things. That's what drew me in initially, because you're playing through the tracks and basically you start off, and one of your first goals is to find the missing parts for the MK3 so you can build it.
Yep.
But as you're playing through courses, you'll see chests hidden all over the place, and that just right away grabbed me because I just my general gaming habits. I'm very much a completionist, and to be able to find everything and collect things, and that immediately hooked me. And now, like Freddy, the first 3 worlds are completed. I still haven't finished the last one. I still have to upgrade a lot of my gear to be able to do that. But Freddy actually has been quite a great resource for me. My experience, at least for the community manager point of view, I'm trying to get the average player's sort of experience. So unlike HCR2, I'm not going in and sort of giving myself all the skins and coins and infinite resources. I'm trying to basically emulate the average player's experience. So a lot of the times I'm stuck and I'm like, how how did Freddy get there? So then I pull up his videos because, of course, it would be easy to just go see the developers and be like, how did you put that there? But that's not fun. I feel like that's cheating. So oftentimes I have to like either ask Freddy in DMs or go check his videos and see what strategy he pulled to be able to reach certain chests or
His
climb,
videos
like,
on
really.
YouTube?
Yeah.
Or his videos from the developers?
No, on all Freddy's videos on YouTube. His I think Freddy, you correct me if I'm wrong, but you have like guide videos for almost everything in the game.
I believe so.
I think Freddy's the biggest.
Oh, we'll have to plug that video, that YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll add a link to the I'll add a link to this
The
podcast
description.
episode description. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
I actually think Freddy is the biggest Lego Hill Climb Adventures YouTuber, like at least for terms of volume.
Yeah.
Too many videos.
No. I'm in the same boat as David here. Like your guides are invaluable. Actually, just as an aside, a lot of people, like you guys in the community listening, and our YouTubers, a lot of you guys don't realize how impactful your videos can be. Like David just mentioned, like, oh crap, I've got to run to Freddy again for his wisdom. Like, yeah, like we can ask the developers, obviously, but even the developers learn things about their own game from watching you guys play. Like in Hill Climb Racing 2, Kanga, everyone knows Kanga. That was a glitch. That was unintended. And it only came about because someone got really creative when we thought we were being clever. We came up with the no fuel event, and we were like, "Ha! beat this!" And the community said, "Bet," and came up with Kanga. And the devs at first were like, "What? You can do that?" And it's like, "Well, yeah, it's your game. You should know that." And they're like, "Yeah, but none of us ever thought to do that. Should we patch that out?" And I was like, "Don't you dare!" So you can blame me.
In fact, make it a big part of the
thank
game.
me for Kanga. But that happens a lot. Again, Hill Climb Racing 2, flying in the early days, you could fly with the formula. That was none of us had thought to do that. Why would you flip upside down? But
down and fly, and you can do it
but
with the supercar too.
Exactly.
The sport car.
Mhm.
The sports car.
It was just the physics engine working as intended, but we hadn't actually done that. And so people like Freddy actually really do go so far in teaching us how to play our own games and actually help us influence where the game should go. Like if Freddy's like, man, like this sucked. Like we can't. It was so hard to find this. The devs might be like, yeah, maybe we should make that a bit easier next time. Or Freddy beat that in 5 minutes. Maybe we should make that a bit harder. So don't discount yourself, my guy.
The last season was hard. This one was really hard. The last one was really hard.
When Freddy uploaded a video, it was how you recorded yourself for over 3 hours, wasn't it? For the one week, just playing basically all of the quests like to completion. I told the devs, I'm like, oh yes, someone finished it in like it was one sitting, and they were like, what? How? Like we deliberately made it really hard. I said, yeah, it was one sitting, but it was multiple hours. Like Freddy was devoted to getting to completing all the seasonal quests because they were really they upped the difficulty quite a bit. I'm still struggling to get through all of those, but yeah, Freddy, you did.
That wasn't 3 hours.
But don't you run out of milk?
Yeah,
Don't you
of
run
course.
out of milk? Yeah.
That's not.
How do you overcome that?
That's not 3 hours straight. It's 3 hours.
Okay, I see.
Gotcha.
I finish the milk. I wait for the milk comes again, and then I play it again.
We need more milk.
Yes.
I was going to ask about
Insert. He needs some milk.
Keep the milk coming.
I was going to ask about that because it's a game. I understand it can be seen as a game limiter because people who it'll stop people playing the game. Was that intentional?
Yeah, well, the milk or energy system, if people haven't played it, that's basically what it is. So you have limited amount of if you take on quests, each quest that you activate them or play them costs you one of your milk or one of your energies. But the thing to keep in mind is that sure you can do, I forget the exact amount, 7 or 8. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But so if you do quests, yeah, those cost energy. But you can do the free mode, which is adventure mode, as we call it. So you can play
adventure mode.
infinitely. You can play through any unlocked level that you have and just sort of go through, look for hidden treasures, or just try to reach the end. Because a lot of these levels aren't 30 seconds to a minute. They're multiple minute long courses that you have to finish, and they're not easy to finish. So you have that adventure mode, which is completely free to play. So the energy system doesn't cost for that.
And
so
they
there is
do
a good
actually
balance.
have a finish line.
Yeah.
I just want to expand upon what David said, just for clarity's sake. I'll put my boss hat on here. Yes, it's intentional. It is a monetization mechanic. We're not going to lie about that. The game is free to play, and we need to actually get paid. And one thing that's different about Lego Hill Climb Adventures is there's no ads. So we really do need a way to actually get paid, and this is one of them, and it's a pretty industry standard system. You'll find it in more or less every single game, especially the games that don't have ads. And Hill Climb Racing 1 and 2 have ads, and they don't have this kind of limiting mechanic. So that's really the boring and truthful answer.
Well, I thought it was for a different reason, to be honest. I thought the limiting side was so then children didn't get addicted to it.
No, but that is a positive outcome. And it's also, there's a whole lot of stuff that goes into balancing this. Quite often, these systems actually increase engagement in a different way. Like David was very concise in mentioning how you can play the adventure mode on your own. Like you can go and just explore. Is it explore? Is that the language it says in the game? I don't remember explore. So you can do that, right? So if we want people to if you want to push people to use to play the explore mechanic to sort of upgrade their cars rather than just blast through the story and maybe hit a brick wall and get angry, because a lot of people will just smash next without reading, because reading's for losers, right? And so
too long didn't read.
Yeah, exactly. So until they smash into a wall and I can't go any further in this direction, so I'll go where the game lets me. So yeah, there are other reasons for just give us all your money. We do like all your money though, so please do give us that. But the truth is, game design is very complicated, and things happen for a lot of different reasons. But yeah, it's not necessarily to stop children getting addicted. But we also do not want to have children playing the game a lot. We want them to play because it's a fantastic game for kids, but there's both legal and ethical requirements. Like some countries even force us to implement screen time limits.
Limits. Yeah. That's when I first played it, that was why I thought the milk was there, and I thought that's really, really cool that they're thinking that way about a game that children will play. I mean, adults can sit and play and play and play and play, and no one's going to tell them usually, unless they're married and they haven't done the chores. That someone's got to do something. That garbage isn't taking itself out. Yeah, I know that.
When I run off milk, I play HCR2.
That works for us. Hey.
Can I just ask, why is it called milk and not fuel?
Because it's the Rick Ace's #1 branded Moo milk in Climb Canyon. Very good, very delicious. You should drink some, probably, or not. We're not responsible for what happens if you do.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people are asking, why milk?
Well, it's to feed you, the person playing, the kid.
Yeah,
that's
true.
what I always.
You've been playing our games for years and you haven't noticed. Like, this is the first time you noticed one of our cheeky jokes, really?
I do notice the cheeky
It's
little
like
names of events on HCR2.
Yeah, that's my fault.
Yeah.
See, one of my favourite parts of HCR2 is that through spring there are calves and flowers along the roadside, not just cows.
Rhys is like, really? Do we do that?
Damn, he caught me.
So yeah, through spring, and it's spring in your spring, not our spring, because we're on the underside of the world. Yeah, through spring there's calves, there's little baby cows on the roadside in countryside.
That's actually pretty cool. I never noticed, to be honest.
Sorry, I noticed this stuff, and I still want to. And it doesn't matter. That's digressing. That's something completely different.
There's also cows in Lego Hill Climb Adventures.
Yes, I've noticed that.
There we go. Bring it back. That's the way.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way.
Good work.
Yeah.
Our developers
So,
like those small touches. Actually, Lego Hill Climb Adventures is full to the brim of bizarre little Easter eggs that I don't think almost anyone has properly noticed or at least taken note of and shared it on the internet. Like tons of little Easter eggs that you can activate with things in the background.
Well, one of them, for example, since we're on cows, there are bat cows in the game. So they're really
cows?
bat cows. Yeah.
Don't expand on that. Let them let them find.
I haven't seen it yet.
They're out there.
The only thing that's going through my mind right now is na 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 bat cows.
Cows.
Well, and this is one that everyone who's played the game will have seen. In the very first level, one of the cows gets abducted by, So there's some weird stuff happening with cows in Lego Hill Climb Adventures.
Yeah. Well, I just like the gameplay. I like the way that the quests move on and build, and they're also building your skill set as well as giving you rewards. I've always liked that sort of, very similar to JR. I'm a collector. I like, making sure I've got every single one of every single thing. So, I've enjoyed it for that reason, and I've enjoyed just having a little sneaky game every now and then when I'm getting bored of HCR2. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that was possible.
I love watching everything get built.
When you're as mediocre as I am, Rhys, when you're playing HCR2, it happens.
I felt that actually.
I guess that's one of the good things about, not one of the good things, but one of the many things about Lego Hill Climb Adventures that's great is it won't make you feel bad because there's no multiplayer, so there's no one there to make you ashamed of how poorly you play. You just play on your own, and no one's there to make you feel bad about how poorly you're playing.
Keep that shame nicely internalized.
Yeah, I must say the other part that I loved about this game was, as you were driving, you could improve the car while you were driving on the track. So you could get more, collecting stuff, make the car better, rebuild the car after it starts to smash apart. And I must say,
because it's Lego.
The
It's not a car; it's a Lego car.
Watching the car disassemble as it's being smashed is actually quite. What's the word? It's really quite
cathartic.
Yeah, that's the word. That'll do. Satisfying. Yeah. And then watching it rebuild and all that sort of stuff. It really makes you as Freddy said, it brings you back to your childhood. I mean, I'm 51, so almost 10 years older, and my Lego experience as a child was a big shopping bag of Lego that was given to me with no instructions, no kits, no nothing. It was just colored bricks, and I made stuff out of it, usually things that flew or things that drove, because that's what I love to build, and seeing it in the game kind of did bring me back as well. So it was just nice to be a part of it, and see how the game has progressed. It's good.
I also want to shout out our sound designer.
Yeah.
Because of the sounds, the little clickety clackities as all the
Yeah.
bricks come together. Oh, it's lovely.
The music
Was he
are
stuck?
amazing too.
Was
Oh,
he
man.
stuck in a room with
I've been-
bricks for a day?
More than a day. I've been listening to that jam, the do 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 do, the main sort of theme song. That was the first piece of music
Yeah.
we produced for the game internally. That has been in my head for years.
Nice. Hang on, you said years. So how
Yeah.
long?
Video
long
games
ago
don't
did
get
someone?
made overnight, my guy?
I know they don't make it made overnight. So how long was this whole process? Just out of interest, how long was the whole process from someone walking up to you with a computer and a PowerPoint presentation to people playing the game?
About, I want to say about 5 years, but
Wow.
that's just like from PowerPoint to game. We didn't actually start like actually moving Lego Hill Climb Adventures, into production, which is very different from like the concepting phase. Until I think production took us like 2 years ish, 2.5, maybe three at the most. But that's pretty normal for a video game. Like the really big console games, like the Call of Duty that releases every year is actually in production for like more than half a decade. It's just that they have multiple teams working on them all the time.
Wow.
I have a follow-up question.
Here you go.
Since this is like a collaboration between Lego and Fingersoft hill climbing, who developed the vehicles, the maps, the quest, the
We did everything.
people? Who developed everything? Is it from the side of Lego or from the side of
No.
Fingersoft?
We did everything.
Yeah, all Fingersoft.
Oh, cool.
All
Do you
Lego
have-
did was essentially provide us with the rights to use their brand.
Mhm.
Very nice of them. I won't say it was particularly kind because obviously they do expect to be paid. But in general, yeah, they helped us with they gave us all of the information. Like Lego is very particular about basically everything. It is a very old brand, and everyone knows it. So Lego should be Lego. But yeah, it's like they helped us, like, this is the shape of a Lego brick, these are the models, these are the dimensions.
Yeah.
This is how XYZ looks, and of course they helped us with marketing and other stuff like that. But like all of the development, all of the writing, all of the music, all of it was us.
Wow.
So another follow-up question: do you have a dedicated developer who just makes everything for
we have a
LH?
dedicated team.
Oh, team! Wow.
Yeah, we have, well, with our different products like Hill Climb Racing, Hill Climb Racing 2, Lego Hill Climb Adventures, we have dedicated teams who work on each of those games. And then, of course, if we need, some people might jump around, but otherwise they're pretty dedicated to their games. And, well, there's no secret, HCR3 is also in development. So that also has its own team of developers who work on that and see it from start to finish, basically.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Are you hiring? Can I apply for a?
You know,
That sounds like a very cool job.
do you want to move to Helsinki or to Finland, to Oulu?
Well, why is it in Portugal? I can work from remote. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you should send us your resume anyway. Everybody listening, please send us your resume.
She's just joking, but if the answer is yes, then she's serious.
And the email address is Rhys at fingersoft.something.
That's not
.ul.
far
Lego.
off. Please don't.
No,
Please don't.
your email will be flooded, Rhys.
Yeah, it already is. You
Yeah.
have no idea.
Uh,
But David, I'm sure David just sent me the application to join the company. It's just a prank, bro, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, just why not? Let's see what happens. Here I am.
You are.
But yeah,
Oh, wow.
we talked about teams, and David David works for me because I'm the head of community, and community is our department. But
Mhm.
David is also sort of a de facto member of the Lego team because he sits in with their meetings, and he's involved in basically promoting the game like any good community manager. So there's the team who actually makes the game, and that's the only thing they really do. And then, as David said, there's people from other teams who help. Like for example, QA. They have when the game needs to be bug tested and stuff like that. So QA works on it, and marketing works on it, and other artists help. And we're a small company, so we're very collaborative in general. The biggest team is obviously Hill Climb Racing 2 because that's where most of our development efforts are. But yeah.
Pete, you got anything else to ask?
Not so much ask, but should we do some gameplay for this podcast?
Ooh, like share your screen type of thing.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe along those lines.
Well, the other half of that is if we're sharing Freddy's YouTube channel, people are going to have lots to watch. So maybe
this is true.
Maybe not. I don't know. What are your thoughts, guys?
Have Freddy provide the gameplay.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I will link to some video, or if Freddy wants to, you can send me something and I can play it in the background instead of having a standard black canvas.
Okay, I can try to do this. Yeah.
I feel
Yep.
like this is a good time for one of the scoops if you and the
Yeah,
listeners
why
are
not?
ready.
It's
Yeah,
definitely
so-
a good time for a scoop.
Yeah, when is it not? Let me give
I've
a
got
bit of
some
background
chocolate
as well.
sprinkles.
The game Lego Hill Climb Adventures also has seasons, so that's not too dissimilar to Hill Climb Racing 2. So how it works is they go for 6 weeks, and there are sets of challenges, basically small quests that you go through, and there's a season reward track. You get resources, skins, all sorts of stuff, blueprints in the game. So anyways, that's a bit of background because I want to tease the next season that's coming. Currently, we're in the season called Dustbin Dash, and soon, it's October. We're recording early October, so we're leaning into Halloween and spooky vibes. So we have a season coming that's going to be in not quite 2 weeks, little over a week from now. The new season, so I can give you guys the early scoop and everything that's included with the season. It's more than just the season as well. There's a few more things. So yeah. So the season that's coming is called Carnivore Crunch. So Carnivore is a new, not quite a character, but I guess it's a vehicle who is a bit of a character in itself. So there's this beastly character who's going to be chasing you down in a lot of the quests, and the name of it is Carnivore. So it's a car who is a carnivore. Get it? Nice little pun.
Oh, that's good. I love it.
So actually, by the time this podcast comes out, we're putting out a teaser, so people will have the image on our social media. So you'll be able to see the image of the new season, a teaser of it, and Carnivore is there as well. So the season is all spooky vibes, sort of Halloween, being hunted down by this ravenous beast carnivore. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. It's quite new. A lot of the seasons they're based around a specific theme, like the one we're in now, Dustbin Dash. It's all about chasing down these 3 robbers, and then Carnivore Crunch. The next season is all about like Halloween vibes and those sorts of things.
Love it.
Cool.
So
Have a good Halloween theme.
Yeah, exactly. And we're also including this is one that will excite existing players and new fans especially as well. We've had in the past a copter pack. So it's a premium pack that you can spend your gems to buy this pack, and you get some exclusive levels, exclusive gear, stuff like that. So we're bringing back, we're doing a new one this time around, and this one is called Spider Stronghold. So again, fitting in with the Halloween spooky vibes. So we did a new premium pack that will revisit one of the worlds is called the Great Below, and you're going to go back there to face off against one of the enemies in the game, which is the spider boss. It's this gigantic spider that you have to take down with one of the gadgets. You shoot some rockets at it essentially, and so you're going to have a rematch with the spider boss. So with the premium pack, you get some exclusive quests, a new level, but most importantly, there's also a new vehicle. So that's going to be the first vehicle that's been added to the game since it came out and launch at the end of May.
Cool.
So really excited to show the vehicle. That to me, that's like the biggest part of this new update is the vehicle. It's called Shark, and it's a bit. I'm trying to find for existing players, like existing fans. I'm trying to find what it feels similar to. I'd say probably the Ace card. It feels that way, but it has an interesting mechanic. If you hold down the gas pedal for, I'd say maybe 2 or 3 seconds, you get this big burst of energy, a big boost. So it can feel a bit reckless to control, because if you're mid-air and you're, like in hill climb racing, if you're pressing the gas pedal, your car will rotate, right, when you're in the air.
Yep. So
with this new Shark vehicle, it can feel reckless because as you're in the air, you want to hold down the boost, but by doing so, your car also starts to tilt. So it's really powerful, but can be a little bit reckless depending on how you play with it. So it's really fun. It's we're really excited because, like I said, it's a new vehicle. Not only that, but it has like a sort of a brand new mechanic. And for levels that are especially difficult, like there's this one level, I forget the name of it, but there's a huge mountain to climb, or huge hill to climb at the end of the level. And I'm positive that the Shark with its boost ability will really help you climb at the top of that hill.
I'm very happy I didn't have to correct you.
Yeah, not mountains.
We climb hills in this house.
That's right. But yeah, that's sort of the early scoop I want to give you guys. There's new levels, new quests, new vehicle, and then of course the seasonal stuff that everyone will get. It doesn't matter if you're getting the premium pack or not. You get the new season with the carnivore chasing you down and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
So that boost sounds a little bit like timing your overcharged turbo, but it's built into the car.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
And all of this is coming on the 21st. So, like I said, just a little over a week from now.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I also noticed that you said this is one of the scoops.
Yeah.
Does that mean there's more?
There is more.
Excellent.
This is more long term, and I had to get the okay. I had to speak with a couple people. Like, can I talk about this? Is it okay? Because the next scoop isn't about the October update or even November. We're not quite sure when it's coming yet. So I'll preface with that. But basically, I've teased this a little bit. I guess I'll keep up with the not quite saying what it is yet. But I did ask in Discord a few weeks ago, maybe a month or so, asking people what are their opinions on multiplayer, because the game, as we mentioned before, it's currently, there's the key word, currently, single player only. So we've been cooking up some ideas for multiplayer. And so that's coming down the line. We'll see when. I'm thinking, actually, I'm not going to say anything, but it's being worked on.
You can't see how hard I'm like frowning right now.
Yeah. I'm being very careful. I don't want to make any promises because, as you all know, development is like very fragile. Things change, and so do timelines. So I don't want to make any promises, but I can essentially say that multiplayer is coming. So it's borrowing a lot of what HCR does with it's not like real-time multiplayer, but instead you're going to be facing off against people's times. So it's going to be very similar to Hill Climb Racing 2 in that aspect.
Cool. Okay.
No.
Well, that is very interesting because it will bring again another facet to the game, which is what.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And there's a bit more as well with that. I mentioned earlier in the episode how, for me, collecting is like one of the big things I like to do with gaming. So we're also introducing avatar customizations. So similar to HCR2,
Yeah.
you're going to have unique skins because currently there are dozens, possibly hundreds, I haven't counted, vehicle skins, but we don't have any avatar customizations yet. So that's going to be coming as well with that big multiplayer update. You're going to have hundreds of variations of how to customize your avatar and make them really your own little minifig.
Yep. Yeah, very cool.
Very cool.
Because my girlfriend actually said to me last night, because she was watching me play the game, and she said, "You got to do something about that 5 o'clock shadow."
That's Bill. You can't change that.
Yeah, I know, and I said to her, "I'm sorry, but that's not me. It's Bill, you know."
Yeah.
And now that you've said that, it's kind of, you've basically kind of answered her question. So I will be able to make an avatar that is looking like
Yes.
me, but and may or may not have a whole 5 o'clock shadow.
By the way, no one is actually sure how Bill maintains that 5 o'clock shadow. He has never been seen to own or known to own a razor or a shaver, but there are plenty of car parts that like could be potentially sharp enough to do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's actually not hair, it's a tattoo.
That could also be an explanation.
Oh, jeez. This is going to be perplexing. I think I might need to tattoo my eyebrow on now.
Yeah.
In that constant frown,
Yep.
If we ever release like a massive lore compendium sort of book, we'll definitely make sure to contain a whole passage on Bill's 5 o'clock shadow.
Awesome.
What I really want to know is what's going on in that Bill's mind, because he's just always has that sort of blank look. So what's really,
Yep.
what's going on in there, really?
Yep. Agreed.
He's sleeping.
He's sleeping. No, well, there you go. So, I mean, the other little idiosyncrasy that I love about this game is when you are going fast, there's wind showing on the car, and all of that stuff. The level of detail is amazing for something that we are calling a Lego game, because Lego is square blocks, everything's rectangular, square, and all that sort of stuff. But the little finishing touches, I'm really impressed by it. I'm really impressed by it.
The devs work really hard on stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm
well, it's
very happy to
appreciated
hear
as well.
that.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's appreciated because, like the calves in HCR2, like all that little stuff is stuff that the more you start looking, the more you want to look even further.
I'd like to think that our games have some soul. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not just like evil corporate, consume product, await next product. Like this is our game. There's plenty of us in it. I joked about sorry, my fault when you mentioned earlier the terrible pop culture references in the HCR2 event names. Like, and it literally is my fault. I come up with those.
Yes.
It's and if David might be like, I really need you guys on the Lego team to hide this obscure reference to XYZ. They'll probably do it. There's even a couple of Discord references we've snuck into Hill Climb Racing 2 over the time. Like there's a 2 is greater than 0 reference for anyone who understands what that is on one of the car skins. So yeah.
Wasn't that the Hill Climber skin?
No, it's a rally car skin.
Rally car.
I can tell you exactly which one if you really want, but
no, this is a Lego podcast. Sorry.
Exactly,
We're not
exactly.
Yeah.
There's not so many pop culture references hidden directly in Lego because this is Lego's property. So obviously we
Yeah.
can't just we have to keep it family friendly. But there's more than a few snuck in where we can. You mentioned Country Roads, and I was like, why does the button say "Take me here"? It should say "Take me home."
Take me home. Yeah, sure.
When you click that button, but yeah, so there's still some where we can, and like you said, there's tons of little details here and there. Like an artist was really like, I'm going to make the bunnies jump, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I found the skin on the rally car, but that's another story.
I want to jump off as well. Like Rhys mentioned that this is a family-friendly game, and that's definitely true. So we earlier this summer we took this game to Gamescom, which is a huge event in Germany, the world's biggest gaming event, really. So we went there to basically showcase Lego Hill Climb Adventures. We're just so proud, and it's our new big game. So we went there, and we really did notice firsthand how children from just dozens of meters away, they'll see this huge Lego Hill Climb Adventures logo, and they're like, aha, I need to go see that. And they'll just sprint across this huge hall to come and check out what the game is. And it's really nice because for everyone here, that we're all very much adults, and we all love this game as well. But for kids, for them it's almost intuitive. They see it, they're like, aha, Lego, and the controls are really intuitive. And maybe I've seen my parents play Hill Climb Racing 1 or Hill Climb Racing or Hill Climb Racing 2. So there's even some multi-generational stuff there that's really cool. And this is family friendly, but it's for kids but adults as well. So it's really fun.
It's really nice. You should go all over the world and join conventions.
How
I'm gonna
was
see you in
Tokyo?
person
We've
when you
talked
get
about
to
it.
the Philippines.
Yeah, Rhys,
guys-
can we go to the Philippines, Rhys?
I mean, that would be nice, actually, especially if it's the company's paying. We've definitely talked about it. This was, you guys probably know, any long-term fans would know that we don't really make appearances at gaming conventions, but this was our first ever sort of appearance at one. We really wanted to see how it went, and then right after that we followed it up with an appearance at Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah, I was going to say, I
or
saw the
Hill Climb Racing
Tokyo
2.
posts. Yeah.
And so we liked it. It's kind of working for us. We do have a pretty big game coming out pretty soon, and so this is also a good way for us to test the waters on should we be doing these kinds of global tours for Lego Hill Climb Adventures and for the third one. So yeah, I hope that we can do more in the future. Obviously I can't promise anything, but if I get my way, there will be a lot more.
Very cool.
That's really good. That is really good to hear.
Rhys said pretty soon, but that can be relative.
Yeah, well, he said pretty soon.
Everybody knows what
4.
soon means for me.
Eventually.
Oh, jeez.
Sooner than you think.
Sooner than you think.
He's really big on building hype.
That's what I'm here for.
He loves it.
No, but seriously, sooner than you think.
Wow, that's cool. That is very cool.
But this is about Lego, so talk more about Lego.
Yes,
By the way,
let's talk
it's Lego, not Legos. That is very important. It's always just Lego. The age-old
One's
Lego.
past the
Lego.
Lego.
Is it Lego?
It's actually, if you want to pronounce it like they do in Billund, where they're from, then it's Lego. But yeah.
Can you say that one more time?
Lego.
Wow.
I'm going to call it Lego from now on.
I'll give you guys a bit of insight into my role as well. A lot of community managers would have media training, but I don't have media training. I have Rhys with a whip. So if ever I drop a Legos, I just hear the whip crack behind me. Like, Lego, actually.
And there's one too many spaces between that copyright symbol, David.
And that whip, it's actually his hair.
Yes.
Yes, it's hair.
True.
Whip crack. Yeah.
I have a Lego question. Since Lego Hill Climb Adventure is similar to HCR2 adventure mode, and adventure is like farming, right? Farming for coins, farming stars, and 10 kilometers and all of that. But I don't know yet if I have not discovered it yet. Is there a magnet in Lego Hill Climb Adventure?
Yes, there is.
There is.
Yes, there is.
I haven't seen it yet.
You need to get the blueprint. You need to get the blueprint for it. You need to get
Damn
the
it, that
blueprint for it.
blueprint is so hard to get.
I have a question. What's everybody's favorite?
What, in your
attack?
opinion? That's what I was just about to ask.
I'm
haven't got
podcast
to it.
host now.
Yeah, I haven't got to it yet, but I would dare say the helicopter attachment.
Mm.
I've always been a big fan of fuel boost and coin boost. And coin boost, magnet, and fuel boost is always one of my favorite go-tos. Not for adventure, just for fun, if that makes sense.
I kind of like the front bumper, wings, and coin boost because you get further with the
What
bumper
about you,
on.
Freddy? You're the expert.
For me, magnets, wings, and balloons.
Wings and
Balloons?
balloons. Now, hang on. I've got to ask a stupid
I'm going
question.
to
Do you put the
play.
balloons? Do you put the balloons on the front of the car or the back of the car?
On
On
the
the
back of
back.
the car. On the back of the car.
Okay.
Oh,
I
that's
have
so
a funny,
cute.
a funny development anecdote. In the early builds, you could have you could duplicate your attachments, so you could have 3 boosters. And the funny thing about this was that they were directional.
3 balloons.
So you could put a booster on the back and on the front, and just do nothing. You could put the chopper attachments on the back, front, and top. You could do you could have balloons on all 3. You just start the race and just fly, and you couldn't control yourself or anything. You just float up in the air, and we're like, well, this is fun, isn't it? So yeah, you could do a lot of stupid things. Wings on the front, back, in the middle, I am the god of the sky. Didn't make a real difference, but it was funny nonetheless. I was kind of sad when we took that away.
Yeah, why did they take that away?
Just for simplicity's sake.
It's probably too messy.
Yeah, a lot of people how can I say this without sounding like I'm calling people stupid? A lot of people don't. No, people aren't stupid. I'm just being mean and facetious. A lot of people just don't sort of gel with that level of tomfoolery, especially they want to keep it simple. They want to just equip their parts and go. They don't want to have to go into an additional menu, make sure the parts are on the right place, and have to save loadouts and stuff like that. And also, this is a game for children, and children might not understand why the car is flipping over because the booster is on the front pushing backwards. There's lots of reasons why.
It will be probably really easy to break the game.
That too.
Yeah.
Yep. No, fair enough. Fair enough.
I'll steal Rhys's podcast hosting position here for a second. What about you guys from the podcast? Which vehicle is your favorite so far?
Pete, you first.
Fast. Yeah, I'm going to go with fast. That's
Good
the
man.
one I've upgraded the most. It's my favorite by far. How about you, Jack Rabbit or Eva?
No, JR,
You go first,
you next.
Eva.
Oh,
Me?
okay,
I like.
Go for it, JR.
Okay, my favorite vehicles is MK2 because that's the one I have upgraded the most.
Yeah, that's a good one. Actually,
Yeah.
here's a funny story that there's quite a few vehicles in there already, and one thing that caught a lot of people by surprise, me included, during this season, like I mentioned before, a lot of the quests are based around chasing down these robbers. One of the vehicles in the game is the Law Rider, and previously, I'll speak from my own experience, I didn't really find that many uses for it. So my vehicle I had barely upgraded it. And I'm at the point where I don't have that many coins either because I spent them all trying to upgrade my Mark II or whatever vehicle. So all of a sudden, I'm being handed dozens of quests that are saying, you can only use the Law Rider, go hunt these guys down. And I'm like, oh no.
I had that last week, and my Law Rider was so low, I could not keep up.
Yeah. So
I
it caught a
spent
lot
at
of people
least
by
3
surprise.
rounds of milk.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
That was really fun to do. Yeah.
it's a reminder.
Yeah, probably
to not,
because you
like,
upgraded
only
your
have a
Law
free
Rider.
vehicle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I must say, I think I enjoyed playing with the buggy, and I reckon Hill Climb Make 3 for me has been not so much the most fun, but the most enjoyable. But I haven't played the bus that much. I haven't built it yet, and I only just finished the old school a couple of weeks ago.
Get
about
on
a
it,
week ago.
son.
Fine, I will.
No, Ava.
Yeah, good work.
We'll never make a game without a bus in it now, as long as I work for this company, I swear. By the way, I actually have a sort of I can instead of just sharing a tidbit, I'll make it a bit interactive because we had this Gamescom thing that David brought up. Good job, David. We had obviously, we had thousands of people come and visit the booth. There's about 400,000 people at Gamescom, and most of them were children, as you might imagine.
Mhm.
And so we got some really interesting sort of insights by watching these kids play. And as David mentioned, the game is really intuitive. So most of the kids just sort of picked it up really easily, like, oh, okay, left, right. This is how I balance. You know, it's a very that's sort of like the core of the hill climb racing experience. But we're talking about vehicles here, so we got to see what most kids picked as their go-to vehicle because we had like a dev build there, so they had everything unlocked. They could just mess with the game for a few minutes. Like there's normally a line of kids behind them, so they didn't really have much time to. Well, we let them play one level and then like, all right, next kind of thing. But so yeah, what do you guys think was the most popular vehicle among kids?
The cave crawler.
Because it's you, I think it's the bus because you're saying it.
No, it's not the bus. I'll put that one out there. So Freddy's got his money on the
I
cave
think-
crawler.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for the buggy.
Okay.
And Jared, do you have a guess?
The monster truck.
Okay. So one of you is correct. It's
It's the
JR.
bus.
It was the monster truck.
What do I win?
Wow.
By far and away, like by miles. I mean, most of the people who came and played were young boys.
Yeah.
And you know, boys like big trucks with big wheels. So they just picked the monster. And to throw some pity points to Freddy, the second most popular was the cave crawler, but that's probably because it's just a slightly different looking monster truck, if you really think about it.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, random fact.
We love random facts here.
I just had someone stolen out of my bus by a bloody spaceship.
Are you playing right now?
So I just bought the bus. All right, I didn't buy the bus. Sorry, I just built
We're
the bus.
podcasting here, mate.
Yeah, I know. And you said play the bus, so I'm playing the bus.
You're that guy who plays with his phone during a movie, aren't you?
You know, I'm playing, and I'm like, what the? And I see this flying saucer. I'm like, what the hell just happened? So that's very cool. That is very cool.
You ran into one of the the things we talked about already. The weird
Yeah.
little details.
The weird little. Well, there you go.
Easter eggs.
Doing it live. Easter eggs.
It
So yeah, the bus
contributes
drives quite
absolutely
well.
nothing, but it contributes.
It does.
And yeah,
Yeah, the bus drives quite well. So I was just intrigued by the bus. So you said play the bus, so I played the bus. There you go.
I've got a
Sorry.
question for Jackrabbit.
Mm.
You're a relatively new player. Have you ever thought of, at the start line in Adventure, have you ever thought of driving backwards?
Oh, can I do it now? I haven't. I didn't know you could do
Do
that.
it right now. If Ava's playing on the podcast, you as well. You're playing now.
let's just not play the game now.
Hey, look over there. Hey, look over there.
Oh my god, it's a spaceship.
Is
No, I don't
the
know.
Lego Hill Climb Adventure the first Lego 2D game?
No, but it's the first
Mm.
Lego Hill Climb game. It was for a while the first Lego mobile game, but then we got beaten to the punch by I think one or two other developers.
Yeah.
Dang it.
It's okay that's not really a milestone we were chasing. The game's ready when it's ready. You guys have seen how long
yeah,
it's taken us to make Hill Climb Racing.
And there's
3,
no point. There was no point releasing it with bugs and with things that made it not playable.
Yeah, exactly. We're all about the finer details at Fingersoft.
It was our first ever. What do you guys think, by the way, of the graphics? Because this is our first ever 3D game.
I really
I'm
like
loving it.
I honestly,
At the start, it felt a bit strange, but get used to it pretty quickly.
Yeah, honestly, I think what you've been able to do to be able to make the bus and all of the vehicles, fall apart, all that interaction, the interaction with the products that you're hitting, the everything. It just, and then there's foreground and background changes as well as, it is just phenomenal. It is really, really cool. I really thought when I first saw it, I really thought it was going to warp my mind. But the more I've played it, the more I've enjoyed the way it moves kind of backwards and forwards and up and down around the car, as well as everything else that's involved in its environment. So it's not just about the vehicle, it's the environment as well, which kind of is something that it grabs from HCR2 and HCR1. But the way it's been, the way the animations at the end of a level and all that stuff, it all just makes it gel really well. Without sounding like I'm trying to sell the game, I'm really impressed by it.
do.
It's really cool.
It's a really beautiful game with amazing soundtrack and an amazing landscape.
Now that you've said that about the soundtrack, I'm going to turn the music back on.
I warn you, you will never escape from that music.
I'm just afraid to tell Pete that I'm going to resign as his co-leader from Hill Climb Racing 2 and I'm going full time on Lego.
Don't do that. Play both.
Yeah, exactly.
Play all
Play
three
Lego
Hill Climb
and then
Racing
Hill
games
Climb.
equally.
Yeah.
I just need.
What are you going
I
to do
just
when
need
Hill
one
Climb
more-
Racing 3
Good
comes
time.
out? You're really going to have to put the effort in.
What month was that, Rhys?
I believe it was your second guesting on the podcast when you said that the Hill Climb Racing 3.
Oh, that was very tongue in cheek. I knew he wasn't. Rhys is smarter than the average Yogi Bear. So yeah, I knew he wouldn't fall for that. But it doesn't hurt to try.
Even joking about it is a dangerous game. I'm sure you've seen it. People can just edit out that moment of the clip and just share it online. Oh, Rhys said that it's coming X month, even though he said it jokingly. So have to be very careful.
Yeah. No. He said a month, and I said which month. So I'm not saying next month. I'm just saying which month was that? Was that December?
It will release. It will release like in a month, as in like the metaphysical
guess.
sense
And
of a month.
the day it releases, the day's
It
name
will be
end
a
in
day.
Y. Yeah.
And
The
in
day
the
ends
English
in Y
language,
as
it
well.
most likely will end in Y. Yes.
Yes. Oh, jeez. No. And we've
It was
When-
definitely a good
anyway.
try.
When I am aware of the specific month, maybe we'll slide into your DMs again.
Oh,
for
we're
a special
looking
episode
forward to it.
of Oz
We're looking
Podcast.
forward to it. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. That'll be awesome. So I suppose Pete, JR,
Before
do you have
we do too much, I was thinking, does Freddy have anything he wants to ask?
yeah.
Please.
To ask. Well, with the multiplayer, we will have some friend list.
Yet to be
Ooh.
determined. I can't say yet.
Okay.
Very safe answer. But
maybe yes,
unfortunately, yeah, just
maybe no.
It's a yes and no.
Yeah.
My favorite answer, maybe.
Maybe.
Um,
Yes. It's three different, very specific, non-specific answers. Yes, no, and maybe.
Yes, no,
Yeah.
maybe.
it's
Yeah,
a long
awesome.
answer. Okay.
Very cool. Any other questions, Freddie?
I believe not right now. I'm
All
Got
right.
Got a quick one. If you guys have had any like gathering of information, do you know which country has the most downloads of the Lego Hill Climb?
That's easy.
Yes.
Can we share?
Yeah, you can name the country.
Yeah, it's the USA.
Oh, wow.
America.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
nice.
The
I had a feeling it
downloads
might have been
are-
Australia because there's a lot of Lego fanatics in Australia.
There are a lot of Lego fanatics in Australia,
Yeah.
but the reason that Lego that the US is the most popular is like very multifaceted. But in general, the downloads will always be a bit different because this is a Lego property, and Lego is not very well known in places like Southeast Asia.
Yep.
Mhm.
Chinese kids didn't grow up with Lego. It's just not something that they're familiar with, so they don't have that. And also, because of the 3D graphics that you guys were so nice to compliment, the game has much higher system requirements than Hill Climb Racing 1 and 2. So the devices tend to trend higher end. And the highest concentration of high-end mobile devices is, of course, the US of A, the world's wealthiest country.
Yep. Okay. Because I was going to say my Fold 5 is loving this game.
Is that like a not so subtle flex?
Yeah.
Kind of. But I must say, like, it plays it so well. Yeah, it does play it so well, and it is. I mean, whether it's a subtle flex or not, I've been vocal about what I play Hill Climb Racing 2 on, and I think this is a really great device to actually play these sorts of games on because it's such a nice screen, such a nice the processors hugely powerful, all that stuff. So
David,
whether
do
it's a
you know
flex
if
or not,
David, do you know if we
I
even
don't.
have a folding phone for testing?
I don't believe we do. No.
Yeah, I don't think we actually have a folding device in the QA. It's funny because QA stands for quality assurance, if anyone doesn't know.
Yep.
And their job is to play the games and bug test. A lot of people are like, they should be looking for things like the scooter glitch, and yes, they are. But actually, most of the time, they're pushing every single button you could possibly imagine and making sure it works and writing them all. It's like a very laborious process. And they'll like, open the game, do something, close the game, open the game again, see if stuff like that. They might walk through a door in another game like all day, so we have to test it on as many devices as we can, but we also obviously can't have every device. But it is really hilarious. Multiple times I have walked into the QA office to say something to one of the guys in QA, and they're sat there on their desk and they have a literal mountain of phones and devices just piled all around them, and they're just there like using one. And I'm like, do you even have any idea what you have in this pile? And they're like, yes. All right then.
It's organized
Yeah.
chaos, Rhys.
Yes,
Organized
I have
chaos.
actually,
That's what it is.
I have never seen a folding device, but I could be telling lies. But I have not seen one with my own eyes.
No, same.
Well, this is my second fold, and I bought the first one specifically to play Hill Climb Racing 2. And I was joking with someone, and they turned around and said, "Yeah, have a try of this." I was in a store, and then the guy said, "Oh, we're doing a sale on, and if you connect, we'll give you a voucher to use in the store." So I outright bought the phone for like $500, a $2,000 device for $500, and it still plays my alt account. So yeah, great device, great device. Sorry, that was a sidebar.
And what device was that again for Eva?
I'm not
Let's
sponsored
make
by
a proper
Samsung. I'm not
Yeah.
sponsored by Samsung. I'm not sponsored
I'm
by
using a
Samsung.
Samsung. I have an S21.
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Works very well.
Yeah. The processors are very good.
And we also
lots
have
of
to test
RAM.
on Apple devices and every other kind of device you could imagine.
Yep.
Do any of you
Realme?
guys play on iOS?
No, none of us do.
Okay.
Wow.
But yeah,
none of us
there's
do.
obviously a lot of people in the US who play on iOS. Apple is the home turf. So
Yep.
I think that there's always more installs on Android than iOS, just because there's more Androids in the world. But I
Yeah.
think the proportion of iOS installs is quite high compared to our other games for Lego as well.
Okay.
Them
Interesting.
things don't come cheap.
No,
It's also
very
going to
cool.
be
Very
something we're
interesting.
going to be interested to see what happens with Hill Climb Racing 3, because as promised, it is a 3D game.
Yep. So it's going to need high-end devices, is what you're saying.
I don't know about high end. We want to optimize it as much as we can, but it certainly won't play on a potato like Hill Climb Racing 1 or Hill
Yeah.
Climb Racing Lite that we released just the other day, which is a stripped down.
Yes.
It's like 5 megabytes in size.
Mm.
Wow.
Mhm.
It's like,
I actually had
Is
a
that
trial
just
on
for
YouTube.
laptops?
at the moment, it's I think any device that runs the
Yeah.
YouTube playables. I think it can work on your TV even.
Oh, I've got to
Really?
try it on my TV. That sounds
I
like
don't
fun.
know yet. This is completely on YouTube's end. We made the game and gave it to YouTube, so what they do with it is up to them, kind of thing.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yes, you can.
Sadly, no 5 megabyte version of Lego Hill Climb Adventures in the works.
Nah,
That's
damn.
going to be a tough squeeze to get that down
Yeah.
to 5 megabytes.
We might get the logo in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
I have tried playing
Um,
Hill Climb Racing 2 and streaming it to my TV. I've tried that. Didn't work too well because there's a lag.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can imagine.
that's why when we did
Yep.
the live stream for October last year, and also for Driftmas, you would have noticed us playing on a phone with a cable attached, because
Yes.
we explored the idea of like streaming it so that we could just hold a controller or not have to look at the device, but it's the lag makes it impossible to play. So yeah.
Alrighty. So, do we have any other questions, I suppose? Is there anything else we want to know?
Ask David more things.
Ask David more things. Done. We have
How
been
do you
told
get your
that we-
mustache so well? How do you grow your mustache?
Those are just good things.
Oh, geez.
Good genes.
Well,
Actually, I want to compliment you guys from the podcast. We sort of touched upon it before we started recording, but how many guests you've had on, and I've really enjoyed. You've had some insane episodes, like the one with Verashak, Cthulhu, Tessa was on there, X236.
Yep.
I think
Yeah, that was a fun
was
one.
Just recently, the latest one you have with Pro J, Goon, Jay Hather, fellow Canadian, and it was so nice because like you've had sort of people on there as well, like in different episodes if someone needs a translator, and it's really nice because French is my first language as well, so I am Quebecois, like a lot of the guests that you had on. So it was really nice for me to, of course, the conversation was in English, but there were small moments of like needing to translate and stuff like that. So it was really nice to hear. It felt very like so familiar to have like people from different areas of the world playing. So I just want to give you guys like big props. It's really nice that you're doing this, and it's making it welcome to anyone who wants to join. Like it's totally possible.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's one of those things we realized halfway through the episodes, like we're now at this is episode 59 in total, that our listeners liked hearing about people more than about how to play the game. And it's really hard without video on a podcast to show someone how to play the game just by talking about it. So we did a little bit less of that and a little bit more about people. And I mean, you've picked out a couple of amazing episodes, but there have been some really amazing episodes that have touched me in ways that I never thought a podcast about a two-dimensional game that you play on your phone
Racing game
could ever do.
Yeah.
You know, we've had some really deep and meaningful conversations that, you know, and that was all because we started this, you know, almost 3 years ago. So, yeah, it's been a wild ride, and we've had a lot of fun doing it. So
And
it
because you
means a
guys
lot
do
to
this,
hear.
oh, sorry, I started talking right on top of you.
No, that's all right. It means a lot to hear that you're listening. It means a lot to all of us. I mean, I'm speaking on behalf of JR and Pete, but I'm saying that to hear that you guys have been listening and appreciate what we do, it means a lot to us, and more than you could imagine.
See,
that's really
the part
good to
that I
hear.
talked over you for, actually, and then you like sort of continued on, is exactly more or less what I was going to say, but in reverse, because we have this kind of circular effect going on. Right now, we've got the hug box, so I'm gonna jump in here. You say that the podcast touches you in ways that you'd never really thought it could, and it sort of makes this really meaningful for you. And this podcast also has the reverse effect on the developers, because, you know, David and I, we're the community managers, and our job is to share this kind of stuff with the developers. And without the context of the players, we only know what we know. And, you know, sometimes we play something, we're like, this is awesome, we love this, we put it out, and everyone's like, this is the worst thing ever made. You know, so that can happen, right? But we're like, we thought it was cool, but but in general, these sort of human elements, like this game, the games that we make, can have an astronomically positive effect on people's lives. And whenever I see someone say like, oh, your game saved me, I was like suffering, I was this, that, and I'm like, that is incredible. And like, you know, we get to tell the developers, like, you know, you're not just making a toy, like your game matters, what you do matters. So like this sort of like circular thing is really important, because like you guys get to know that what you're doing is important and makes people feel connected, feel good about themselves. It helps people, and even our silly little game can do the same. And we're like always so proud and so humble to hear that from you and from anyone else who offers up those kind of stories. It's almost hard to believe that it can be true, but you guys are the evidence.
No,
It's like a painkiller
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah.
Although, please take actual painkillers when you need. Hilton Racing is more likely to give you a headache than cure it. To be
It's a
perfectly honest,
de-stress.
if you have a headache, don't look at a screen. Take a Panadol.
Yes.
And
Doctor's words.
so many of those good experiences that you guys have talked about in Rhys as well. It's not just from the game itself, but oftentimes it's from the stuff that grows around the games, like the communities, like the podcasts, or there's maybe specific teams or discords that break off from the game itself, and those oftentimes are where people have those really strong relationships or memories or ties to the game itself. It's the game is like the foundation, but it's the stuff around it, and that's what I feel like is really special and what makes, well, for Rhys and I, this is our jobs, right? So it's but those parts are what makes our jobs, to me, the best within the company, because we get to hear those stories firsthand. We're not experiencing them. We're so happy when people have them, but to hear about them and then share them internally, because everything we see, we share with our developers. So, we're sort of the eyes and ears of the company. So if we see the stuff, we share it, because we do touch a lot of people, and oftentimes there are stories that go untold because people aren't sharing. But when they do, it's so special, and having these communities come around and sort of bind together, it's really nice.
Yeah. Agreed.
Definitely.
Yeah. Pete, what are you want to add something to that? JR?
Oh no, you guys have definitely hit it on the head there. It's not just a game; it's a way of life. It's a community. It's not just a game.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have a question for the three of our guests. Has anyone ever walked up to you and tell you that I am playing hill climb racing or Lego hill climb adventure and I really enjoy it? Have you ever met anyone in real life
Yeah,
and ever say that to you? Rhys,
Yeah,
you go first.
many times. In fact, at Gamescom, it happened like frequently. At
Mhm.
Gamescom, I had one of the moderators came to visit us
Mhm.
from our Discord, and later on in the day, he came back and was like, "The servers are down." They're what? And I opened up my phone and I was like, and then I literally then quickly messaged the devs like, guys, the servers are down, and they're like, they're what? So like that was like the fastest ever turnaround. I literally had someone come up and tell me that our game was broken. And we got it fixed within like 15 minutes. I think the servers just needed to be rebooted. So servers are like this weird esoteric technology. If any of you have ever like gotten into like Warhammer 40,000, I feel like that you definitely need a tech priest in your company if you run servers. But anyway, yeah, people come up to us all the time at those kind of live events. Obviously, there was so many guys that were like, "Oh, I played Hill Climb Racing." So people were actually shocked. They were like, "Man, this game's a bit sus. Reminds me a lot of this Hill Climb Racing." We're like, we made Hill Climb Racing, and they're like, "No." Yeah, yeah, this is our game. So they thought we were making like a rip-off of our own game.
That's funny.
But yeah, people come up to us at those kind of events, and I've actually seen people in real life as well. But the thing is, no one knows who I am. No one cares who I am, which is fine. I think it's more important that I think I'm important. But so like to recognize me in real life has never actually happened. But I have seen people play the game in real life. I saw most recently, I went to the doctor's, and in the waiting room there was a little kid playing the game, and I think David, you do the same. But I carry around like a small handful of stickers and pins in my bag, so whenever I see someone in real life, I can hand them something if it happens. But yeah, in general, like I've never been recognized in public, not at an event. Like if I'm at an event, I'm normally like head to toe in, look at me, I'm wearing Hill Climb Racing merch and I work for the company, so people can easily identify who I am. But just walking around downtown, no. Have you ever been spotted, David?
No, but here's a funny thing for me. This is an unintentional plug for the Fingersoft merch store, because we have the merch store. But anyways, I have the jacket. There's this sort of nice autumn type jacket on the store that I have, and because now it's
What
fall.
color is
and,
it? What color
it's
is
like
it?
a dark black, dark gray. It's a jean texture,
denim?
jean jacket. Yeah,
Yep.
denim. So now that it's autumn here in Finland, it's we're around 10 degrees or so. So I'm sporting that wherever I go. And people, same as Rhys, people don't know me, but because we're in Finland, and if you're in the game industry in Finland, you basically know all these different studios. So I'm walking around, either they'll see the logo of Hill Climb Racing 2, or they'll see on the back of it, there's the thumbnail, the App Store thumbnail. It's that sort of
Yep.
outline of the bill with the hill climbers. So I have that on the back. So sometimes people will come and be like, "Hey, you're Fingersoft, right?" And I'm like, yeah. So that's happened once or twice. Not very often, not because it's me, just because people know the brand, people know Fingersoft. And like Rhys said, that's a pro tip that Rhys gave to us, the community managers, is if you have a backpack or something, just carry a few stickers or pins, and then, because you will see people just randomly play on the bus or the metro or wherever it may be, and be like, "Here, have a little something. Thanks for being a fan. We appreciate you." And it's nice to meet those people in real person.
I've actually I was in Adelaide visiting some family friends, and one of these guys' kids has started playing this game at the kitchen table, and Dad is like, "Put that away, put that away, put that away," and he put the phone down, face down, like screen up for a second, and I saw it, and I said, "Oh, is that Hill Climb Racing 2?" And this little kid looked up and went, "Yes," like big smile on his face, "Yes." And I said, "Wow, that looks like fun. Had you played a lot and all that sort of stuff?" And he was really excited. And his father was like a bit, where's this going? And then I turned around and I said, "Oh, do you want to have a look at a really cool garage for Fingersoft, for Hill Climb Racing 2?" And I opened up my phone, and sure enough, and he's gone, "Oh wow, oh wow!" So it was really cool to be able to just see someone else playing it. Sorry?
Yeah.
Flex on a
child.
Flex on a child. No, because I wasn't allowed to play his game. It's
good,
against the
kid.
rules.
Get on my level.
Get good, yeah, get better. But I said, this is what happens when you play the game a lot. You get to this, and he goes, "Oh, cool!" And his dad's giving me this, sly look, and I'm like, "Oh well, bad luck." He's going to be playing Hill Climb Racing 2 for a bit more now.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, your fault now.
Yeah, exactly.
I had the inverse experience happen to me. I went back to Canada this year to visit family and whatnot, and I have I have a younger nephew who he loves gaming, but his gaming is Roblox and Fortnite. That's basically it. But he knows that I work for Fingersoft. He knows all about Hill Climb Racing 1, 2, and Lego Hill Climb Adventures. So I came over, and there he is. He's playing, and "Oh, look, Uncle Dave, I'm playing your game. I play all the time." And the kid's there playing with he's playing with a stock Mark 1 vehicle, which is like the basic build skin. Just, I think he's like very low level. I'm like, "You do not play this all the time. You're playing because I'm here," and you're trying to like show off. That, "Oh yeah, I'm such a huge fan," but come on, you can't fool me like that. But it was very cute.
Trying to fool the community manager as a fake fan.
For real, yeah.
So,
Freddie,
By the way, can you guys believe how good David's English is, considering that it's not his first language?
Yeah, very interesting. Very, because
I got to see David speaking French at Gamescom to another person from Quebec, and I just walked over and like stood next to them, and David was like, "Do you need something?" And I'm like, "No, just continue speaking. I'm just listening. I've never heard this before." Sorry to out you like that, David.
No, if you met me when I was a kid, I would have quite a thicker accent. Go back to I don't know if this is going to be the episode following the Pro J episode, but go back to the Pro J episode, and that sort of French Canadian accent. That's the one I grew up with. But it's English has been my main language for it feels like 20 years now. So the very thick French Canadian accent has slipped away mostly.
Yeah, mostly.
It's really hard to understand French Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Unless you're from there, it's Poor French people, European French. They're like, what are you saying? I have a really hard time understanding.
Yeah, I can't
People
understand
in the
it.
Canadian server, they explained it as they speak Frenglish. Not French,
there's
not English,
a lot of that.
Frenglish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freddy, can I ask you a question? Now that you've got David and Rhys on, you've played the game, you've maxed it at the moment. So, what do you want to see in the game?
Oh, I want to see a motorbike. I don't like motorbikes, but I want to see a motorbike.
Mhm.
Good to know.
take-
Good to know.
Taking notes?
Yeah, David, get your notepad out.
Yeah, seriously.
I want to be able to fly with a motorbike in Lego LCA.
Oh, helicopter on a motorbike. I like it.
I have a
like
question for you then. Why?
Where would you put
Like-
it? On the helmet?
No. Like
Wear one of those little
on
hats.
the helmet, the helicopter on the hat. Like the minifigures have the little thing on their head. But no, Freddy, if you want a motorcycle in the game, like what should it do? Like what should make the motorcycle special? Like what should be different about it? Like in Mario Kart, I'm sure everyone's played Mario Kart in their life at one point or another. They have the karts and the bikes, the bikes don't drift, but they turn faster. So what should a motorcycle do in Lego Hill Climb Adventures?
Really fast. Go really fast.
Okay, nice and simple. Go fast. I mean, that was the entire Superbike's idea. How can we make it go fast? What would you do with the Superbike? Go fast.
Faster than fast.
How would a motorbike crash through things without dying?
Yeah.
You really gonna ask that? Was this Lego and you can just
Oh,
like magically reattach the parts that fell off and they're like plastic has come to life? We don't think that far
No,
ahead.
but if you hit your head, you still die.
I don't know if you've noticed, but
Like
the
when
game
you-
is way more forgiving. You can bounce
Yes,
around.
I have noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can roll over even without the roof cage in place
Yeah.
and still not die.
David, you
So-
had a really good way of explaining that, like why that is. I remember hearing you talk about it. Do you remember?
Why it doesn't break as easy?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. That would probably just came out of nowhere.
Okay, so okay, so I'll tell you, but this is actually David speaking. But he was saying that it's like emulating like a child playing with the toy, like how they like roll it on the ground and it like crashes and bounces, and like if you actually make a toy out of Lego and throw it at the ground, it won't just disintegrate unless you absolutely pelt the ever-loving crap out of it. But if you just like throw it on the ground, it will bounce, it'll roll, some parts will come off, but that's how it goes. I remember hearing David explain that to a fan or someone like that before. So yeah, good job, David. Past you.
Yeah, well done, David.
I see that firsthand.
Effectively, it's
at home and they play with Lego, so I see it firsthand. This like we said, essentially throwing it across the room and just like seeing how many bounces can I get this Lego car to pull off. So I saw that firsthand, and for the motorbike, the podcast host, I don't know if you've gotten to this part of the game, but some of the vehicles have different widths. So the old school and Mark 1 are thinner,
narrow
than all the other vehicles. Yeah, narrower, so they can squeeze through certain areas that other vehicles can't. So the motorbike, that would be a good addition to those narrow vehicles.
Narrow ones. Yeah. Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
And it would go fast and it would have a good fuel tank.
And Freddy wants it to fly, right, Freddy?
Yes.
And Freddy wants it to
okay.
fly.
Yeah.
Yep. Was there anything else that you wanted to add, David?
No, just the two big screens to share about, because those are the ones that, not only to share it with you guys, but the fans as well. So I'm excited for what's coming next week or in a week and a half, but the bigger scope, the multiplayer stuff and all that stuff that I can tease but can't really talk about quite yet. That's the stuff I'm especially excited for. So do keep an eye out for fans like Freddy and I, who have done mostly everything. Freddy has done everything. The seasons do keep us busy, but there's missing a bit more. So the multiplayer will really add a lot of depth and like sort of replayability, and add a lot more. I'm trying to be careful again. Add a lot more to keep you playing. Let's just put it that way. I'll end there.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm stuck with the multiplayer.
Well, and like I said too, with me and my love for collecting things, the fact that there's going to be different skins, and they're not just going to be whole skins. It's going to be like in HCR2, where you might have like a accessories. You might have like a part is just the head or the legs, the arms, and stuff like that. So it's going to be not just one whole skin, but you'll be able to find parts of skins.
And be able to mix it up everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, very cool.
Good.
JR, do you have anything else to add as a new player? What do you want to see?
I'm just looking forward to playing a lot more and discover the whole world of Lego Hill Climb Adventure.
I love it. Good to hear.
Mhm.
No, cool. Pete, last thoughts, questions, comments?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I think we've covered everything I want to cover. So, did you have any last thoughts?
I wanted to say thanks for Freddy to coming along, and obviously to Rhys, the guy we did introduce, and David, the guy
He
we
needs
did
no
introduce,
introduction.
needs no introduction. But
Yeah.
look, I think this game, for me, this game kind of made me realize that there was more to HCR and the hill climb racing community than just what we were playing. And the aspect of having Lego as part of it was just a really cool twist on the game itself. Like I've said it already, the way that the cars fall apart and come back together, and the whole progress of being able to collect along the way, is something I've really, really enjoyed playing so far. So, and I'm not like Freddy. I haven't got anywhere near 100%. So, I've got hours to go before I get anywhere near that. So I'm looking forward to more and more hours of fun. So, thank you for bringing us a really cool game that was a different spin on what we're already used to.
That's great to hear. I will say that hearing you say that kind of makes me happy, because we have been really pushing for to see which ways we can take the Climb Canyon world, hill climb racing. And we have Hill Climb Racing 3 coming. Again, no secret, I keep mentioning it. And that's different to what you might expect. And so is Lego. There's a lot of cool different ways and different things that we can do and we can touch with this franchise. And we hope that you, our audience, are excited to come along and try new things. Not everything has to be Hill Climb Racing 2 forever. But Hill Climb Racing 2 is still good and we'll keep going. But, also even in Hill Climb Racing 2, what did you guys think of the collaboration event? Like, should we do more of those?
Bomber Man.
Yeah.
Sure.
That was
Oh.
completely different.
Oh yeah. We should
I love it.
definitely do some more
Music was
collaborations.
An absolute banger for that, by the way.
It was.
I enjoyed the collaboration, but I was not very good at it.
Yeah, me neither. But so yeah, that's just an example of one of the cool things that we've got cooking. You guys are going to be, I think, excited to see the future of Lego and the Hill Climb franchise.
I must say one thing about that collaboration and a few of the things that have happened over the last. There's been a lot of who and what and who likes what and who doesn't like this and who doesn't like that, but the crux of what we're seeing is that there is still progress and still development of a game that we've been playing for 5 years, and that in itself is part of the reason why we play the game, because there's always something new when you open it up. So and that's also true of Hill Climb Racing 1. There's still updates to Hill Climb Racing 1, and I
Yeah, we just
stopped
released the
kind of
sports.
playing that. You know, I stopped playing that almost 5 years ago, but it's still installed on my phone, and I still occasionally turn it on. But the fact that it hasn't just been abandoned and forgotten makes me excited about Hill Climb 3, because it'll be something new to get my teeth stuck into, but also knowing that Hill Climb 2 is not going to be just abandoned. You know,
I think we've earned enough goodwill in that regard to sort of be taken at our word that we're not just going to abandon anything. You know, a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're going to stop developing Hill Climb Racing 2 because of Hill Climb Racing 3 or Lego. Why did you make Lego Hill Climb when we could be updating Hill Climb Racing?" We're doing both. We're doing all of it. You know, we've been, as you said, updating Hill Climb Racing 1 for more than 10 years. Many, like, you know, kids who were 8 when the game came out can vote now. And we just introduced a whole new game mode, the sports that I mentioned.
Yeah, Fingersports.
Yeah, Fingersports. So the future, we hope, is bright indeed. And yeah, there's life in the old girl yet, and the Lego team is a team on its own, and it's here to stay, and so is the Hill Climb Racing 3 team, and the Hill Climb Racing 2 team, and the Hill Climb Racing 1 team. I feel like the Hill Climb Racing 1 team is like, they've like bolted themselves into the floor. They're definitely not going anywhere. They're like I'm pretty sure they're like what's the construction word? They're like a load-bearing pillar, you know, like
Yeah.
like, we couldn't get rid of them if we wanted to. Not that we do, but yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is that nothing that we do like is going to sort of mean the end of something else, and we have so many cool ideas and real passion for this franchise and what we do, and we kind of hope that you would notice that without complete cynicism every time. At least we try something different.
Yeah, and to that point too, that's something that Fingersoft really we pride ourselves on, the fact that we have that Hill Climb Racing 1, this game that, like Rhys said, is as old as now who kids have been playing it when they were kids are now voting. It's so rare in the gaming industry to see games still, first of all, be available for download that are that old. Not just that, but like continuously updated. Like Fingersports just came out, and that was when the developers came to us. Like, yeah, we have this big idea for the next Hill Climb Racing update. It's gonna be Fingersports. We're gonna introduce all sorts of, like, what? How do you guys keep coming up with these ideas? Like refreshing the
They're like
gameplay,
car javelin, and I'm like, car what?
Yeah.
For so many people, they would go, like, there's nothing left in this game. There's no juice left to squeeze, if you will. But they're like, no, we have still so many more ideas. And then we're seeing the same with HCR2, and then Lego's a whole new thing. But I mean, 3 is going to be very excited to talk about that when it's time to talk about it.
Yeah.
What month was that, David?
Yeah, David.
You're not getting anything from me.
Good boy.
December.
When's this podcast coming up?
I'm going to try and get it out Tuesday or Wednesday, 15th or 16th.
Okay. Do you want a Hill Climb Racing scoop on top of your Lego scoop? Should we do that, David?
Of course.
No, on it.
You don't want?
I'm joking.
Okay.
Give it to us.
You can just leave that in the podcast. Leave it in. It's good.
Yeah, I will.
Sorry,
I'm
guys.
just going to bleep.
No.
I'm just going to bleep out whatever you say, Rhys. Doesn't matter.
You're going to bleep.
No. We'll hear it. They won't.
It's the whole thing. Every time I open my mouth, it's just one long, continuous bleep.
No. And the scoop for Hill Climb Racing 2 is
Beep.
Count them. Not 1, but 2 new vehicles coming soon.
Wow.
2 new vehicles.
Eva, you'll have to grind your
Grind. That's what you're here for. Get back to the farm.
I just got to Max GP. I literally just got to Max GP.
Imagine thinking we're gonna let you. Like, no way. David, you want to?
I saw Eva's message about that. Like, I just reached Max GP. I hope they don't release any new vehicles yet. And they're just kind of
Smiling.
Not saying smiling very deeply.
So, David, do you want to tell them the name of the next new vehicle?
Sure. I mean, unless I need to bleep it.
No, you can say it.
Are they coming out at the same time?
No.
The first one you'll get is Raider.
Yep. The Raider.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you
Of
what
the Lost
kind of
Ark?
vehicle it is. It's
Is it
just
Swedish?
man, I have so many jokes for event names using the word Raider. You know, Tomb Raider, Raiders of the Lost Ark. They just write themselves, so I'm apologizing in advance. Yeah,
Oh God.
the Raider is coming, and there's one more. And I'm not going to tell you anything about it, but it's going to be not what you expect.
Should we tell them that some have already seen the Raider?
Ooh, maybe because we do like to
jeez.
sneak things in here and there. A little bit of a cheeky
God.
tease. We teased the Hill Climb Racing 2 update with the Bomberman collab. We teased that for like 2 months in advance, and no one guessed. We kept hiding little Bomberman references in the images, and no one got it.
So what you're saying is some of your recent have little hints about this new vehicle, the Raider.
Yes.
Is that? Well, I'm gonna have to look through them now.
I'm gonna have to look at the announcements channel.
Yeah. Actually, I saw something on Facebook the other day. Somebody saying, "Oh, look at this new vehicle." I'm like, "No, that's just a different sort of directional image from. It looks like a dune buggy or something." I'm like,
Oh,
surely.
I'm
That's
not
crazy.
saying anything. Yeah.
Huh.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm not going to or deny any rumors. Except that the Raiders.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna do some digging.
So yeah, now you've got like a Hill Climb Racing 2 leak and a Lego Hill Climb Adventures leak.
Well,
And there
that's
definitely
very
was triple scoops.
There we go.
Wow.
And
Did not
are we
expect
saying-
that. Thanks, guys.
Are we saying anything else about the other vehicle? Or are we leaving it at that? We have
I think
coming.
we should leave it at that. I think
Oh.
it's I think no matter how high, like no matter how sky
I
high
think-
your expectations are, I think they're not quite gonna get like to where you're not gonna be ready for it.
Well, I for one am looking forward to that because, yeah, I'm looking. I just want to see something new. So, bring on the Raider. Let's bring on the Raider, and let's see what's next.
Absolutely. You'll get that sooner than you expect.
And let's get all our public event raids.
Question then: how soon are we going to get this Raider?
As of the release of this vehicle, as of the release of this podcast, just minor dyslexia moment.
Yep.
Next week.
Wow. Okay, that's soon. Well,
Mm.
At
looking
least that's when
forward
the
to that.
update comes out.
Yep. Looking forward to that then.
The obtainment of the vehicles is always a bit. We have like events surrounding how you can unlock the vehicles and whatnot.
Okay.
But like when it's going to be added into the game, when the next update is coming, is next week from this podcast.
Cool.
I can't
Very
give you an
cool.
exact day because of the way we do updates. The reason we do staged updates like rollouts in all of our games is for safety's sake. Our audience is massive,
Yep.
so we start rolling them out in like chunks. And if like it's way better that a bug sneaks out with 1% of the player base than 100. So yeah, the exact day is always kind of hard to confirm.
No, very cool.
So it
Very cool.
It ends in a Y.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
So-
Alrighty. Well, on that case, go on. Sorry, David.
No, go ahead.
No,
I was
give
just
us
gonna-
more.
Give us more.
It was a really bad joke. It was a question for Rhys. So you said that HCR3 is coming sooner than we expect. Is it sooner than the Raider?
No.
Yeah.
At least that was a definite no, as opposed to an
There
indefinite
you go.
maybe.
Your
Yeah.
first ever definite answer from me. No.
Yes, no. Oh, there you go. Well, you've heard it first. You've heard it first. We have a Raider, and then maybe Hill Climb Racing 3 in a month, or a month, or any month, or 1 month. Just a month.
It is. I can confirm it is during a month. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Alrighty. Well, on that note, now that we've had 3 scoops, because we like our scoops in multiples of 3, it's come to the end of the podcast. I wanted to say a big thank you to PT Freddy for spending some time with us. It's not the usual podcast that we do with a guest, but we don't usually have Rhys and David with us while we're having a normal guest with us as well. So Freddy's had a very special episode himself. Yeah, it's been great to have you on. It's been great to have you on. Rhys, I didn't introduce you well enough, so I'm going to give you a big goodbye. Thank you very much for your time. We understand that, yes, you are working. It is what you do, but it also means a lot to us to have you on here because you bring the soul of the game with you, even though you're not one of the developers or anything like that. A lot of the vision that we
He is
see
Mr. Fingersoft. Remember?
yeah, a lot of the vision we see comes from you. So we really appreciate your time. We really thank you for your time. And David, it's a very similar story, but you're newer to the team, so it's good that you've got Rhys to back yourself with, but it's great that you're becoming your own self as well, not just Rhys number 2. So it's great to hear your voice and have you on the podcast as well.
Thank you. Although I'll have you know that Rhys number 2 is my ultimate form. You just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, definitely. I have mentioned to people internally, David's gonna take my job for sure. He's coming for me, so watch out.
No, very cool, very cool. Pete,
Yes.
did you want to add anything? Say anything?
Man, you just caught me completely off guard.
He forgot he was on the podcast.
No. Well, thank you to Freddy for coming along on this special podcast. Means a lot that you could join us on this one with your vast knowledge of the game. Thank you to Rhys and to David for the extra scoops that you delivered. They were very tasty. So, yes, thank you very much. And Jackrabbit, did you have any final thoughts?
Yes, thank you to all our guests for this episode and to everyone who's listening to the podcast. Download the Lego Hill Climb Adventure, and I'm sure you will like it.
Just as much as you do, JR.
Yes, just as much as I do.
That's a good point, actually. You, the person listening to this right now, if you don't download it, I'm never coming back. So thank you.
He's not wrong.
Everyone should download it. Everyone.
It's like a David
Right.
blink twice if you're okay moment.
Yeah.
But go and download the game right now. Do it. It's free. What are you waiting for? Go on.
Yeah. Yes.
And best
There's no
yet,
ads.
there's no ads. There's no ads.
no ads.
Zero ads.
No ads.
Zero
Amazing
It's
game.
like going back to your childhood.
Yeah,
your
good for adults,
childhood
good for
favorite
kids.
toys. Yep.
So, like always, if you are listening still at this end of the podcast, it means you've enjoyed the content. So please like and subscribe. As an added bonus, if you download Lego Hill Climb Adventure, David will not spin in his grave. So please do so.
Thank you.
I like how you're implying
Thanks
he's
again.
dead either way.
No.
Like, there's just no way he survives this.
Well, he does have Rhys hanging in the background with the whip, so we don't know what's going to happen next. So thanks again for everybody for listening. Please comment, give us your feedback. What would you like to see in Lego Hill Climb Adventure? What would you like the developers to do next for you? Do you want a motorbike like Freddy? Do you not? Please comment, give us some feedback. We really appreciate it. And Fingersoft, do read the comments.
Yes, we will be reading all of them, and that is not a lie. We do actually read them. We love your comments on our videos and on other people's videos. I spend a lot of time reading like Verez comments. They're always enlightening from one way or another. YouTube being YouTube, but yeah, we read them.
Yep. So by all means. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening. Have a lovely night and catch up with you on the next podcast. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.